Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back. This is Done Really Dark. This is yours with the number one grinder. One of the best kept secret on YouTube. The best of the business. Let me read this out first. All right. And welcome. Come and join real conversation with the number one grinder. Us as the righteous ones individually, let's make a change within ourselves and genuinely being there for each other. We all we got. Remember that.
Dogs are awesome. Fleas.
We all we got. Just remember, we all we got. And we're going to talk about how I'm going about building my legacy for my family and others. Let's get to it after this intro.
What y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna see me? I'm the Osiris of this shit. Check this out. Perfect.
Champion. The way of the warrior. Champion eyes. Get back up. My spirit cries.
But you're a well-rounded warrior. You keep on fighting. That's what I am. Well-rounded warrior. I say for me, I've been passed over my family, my fans, so-called family, some so-called family members, some friends, and etc. Pass over me. They feel that I'm not even there. And I used to accept it as I'm going to prove something to you. Nah. That I have to understand when I get older is what I am. And I have to understand that when I'm moving of a certain space of my life to strive to do better, not that many people are going to understand your vision. Not many people is refused to understand the growth of your vision, of your self-vision. The growth of your vision help some.
You ain't lying.
Good evening. Welcome to my channel. Again, Done Really Dark. This is yours truly, the number one grinder. And the title is Tonight is hold on. Okay. Hold on. Title tonight said, "Got to build my legacy for my family and others in the future." I explain. I'm gonna give at least about another minute or two. I know it's late, but I do want to talk about this. That is very important. That we had to engage in these conversations because there's quite a few people, they talk about legacy, but they talk about legacy for themselves. They're not talking about legacy to leave for the family. And I feel that is very important that we have to talk about wherever we built, wherever we have, wherever we striving, wherever we stacking for knowledge, wisdom, understanding, wherever it is, financial, wherever it is, supposed to leave something. So this is very important. I will tell you how I go about it, and it could be definitely spiritual, definitely culture, and also definitely social. And so we're gonna give it like at least about another minute. Then I'm gonna get going because I'm not gonna keep. I ain't trying to be up all night with this and that like that. So I'm glad that waiting for people to show up and everything, so we can get this going. Again, welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. This is the one and only, the number one grinder, right? All right. Now we can get going. Thank you. Now, why I have to explain this because even before that I had lost my family throughout, I was thinking when my father passed away, he left a legacy, but it wasn't impactful. But the times was not really geared up for a black man to really, there are some black men did make an impact for their legacy, pass on and stuff, but some of them they had to work, and the migration come in and from the South and stuff, and go to California and other parts of the West and Midwest, Mid-East, Southwest, Southeast, you name it. But we have to get it. We have to get it wherever we can, right? And I was thinking about of our people that the blood, sweat, and tears to get out slavery. But at the same time, we still lack. There are some in the past of our people had abundance and they had passed it down. And they had an impact in our community. There's no doubt about that. So they create a legacy that deals with, you talk about churches, you talk about community, and you're talking about organizations throughout, schooling for our people, and we're still doing it. But at the same time, we still lacking of having some of our young ones, our family members and others and young ones. And I was really thinking that, I got nieces and nephews. And I had to think about their future. Now, people think that you develop legacy. It's all about money. Yeah, finance does help. Yes, it does. But at the same time, it's all about you. It's all about your life experience. It's all about pushing positive out there. Also pushing yourself out there to impact others. It's all about leaving part of you. So in case if your time is to go, they can go back. Like part of what I'm doing right now, will be part of my legacy. It is. It's not, like I said, this is part of my purpose, but it fit right in my legacy. So wherever people could get on like 40, 50 years from now, they could pick out something so it could impact. See, building a legacy, we have to keep on pushing positive image within ourselves so it can reflect on our family, right? That means that I always say this, and I'm going to keep on saying that means we have to go through trials and tribulations. That's part of the strengthening character. Build up your own legacy, get a notebook and write certain things down what you need to do, but also write certain things that impact you and you just put it away. I'm gonna start doing that. Maybe probably have to start doing it next year. I'll probably buy me a notebook and write certain things that impact me. And so anybody that wants to be impactful in the future, family can get it. And also, others. Brother CER, salute to you, brother. Proud of you. Keep up the good work. And also, we talk about generational wealth. And we should. But at the same time that we have to have like-minded ones that's willing to think about the marathon of building a legacy for yourself and trigger down to others and family members. It's very important because we are lacking in all levels. There are some of our people have got opportunities, so their family will be straight for 4 or 5 generations. But majority of us, we don't have that luxury. But it doesn't mean we can still be impactful of what we do. It doesn't mean that of the steps that make us be better people and in certain things that we do positively, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have merit, because it does. So building up a legacy always is part of it too, is constantly talking to the ones that sorely need it, right? You're leaving a mark. See, sometimes we take certain ability members and we put on the table or leave it there. That's we leave a mark. Yeah, that is true. But also you talk to your family. You dealing with family. You're dealing with others. That also you building your legacy too, because you're leaving a mark. You leaving something that they could be dear to them, and they understand of the constant work of bettering yourself, of the constant work to strive to be better. You giving them opportunity. You give them hope. And that hope and the hope could turn into reality. And you got to stay in it. Good night to you, brother. And so, So that's when, like, when we talk about politics and stuff, we have to look at it, especially us as a people. What do we have? What do we have? And then, but we did have examples in the past, but you know what happened. But what do we really have? Now, talk about finance. A lot of us is not we are financial illiterate. Matter of fact, we are spiritual illiterate, natural illiterate, cultural illiterate, social illiterate. That's not good signs to build a legacy. Those, what I'm talking about, are failing components that you never see yourself great. So, what we have to do, first thing foremost, is know the person's situation and keep on talking. Put them in certain opportunities so they can succeed too. And also, especially for ourselves, if we're going to put some out there, we should put some out there that are substantial. That some has a stick to it, that has a positive stick to it. It could be finance or write a book. Some people play sports. Legacy. They left something behind so it could be remembrance of them to get them, let them know that you could do it too. And I feel that that's something to think about. Just like you had other players in the past of the NBA, their fathers played, and you see their sons played, and nephews played. It's like reincarnating themselves. Oh, they got some of the past songs. They air. Sometimes they air too. Sometimes, like when a father has a son, right? And we name him Junior, he's looking for him to pass his name on, to keep the lineage going. That means that the father passing his legacy to him, wherever he go through, he passes to him, so we keep it going. See, that's what it is that we have to understand. It got to stretch out. It has to stretch out. It cannot be that, one or two, we go through generations, and sometimes it's a certain stop. Part of it is, you deal with slavery, systematic and stuff like that, and some of it is our fault too, because we have not taken care of business throughout generations, somewhat. And that's where we are right now. We have to understand while we get older, we have to be, they said nation builders, that's yes. But also we have to become, after that, we have to become legacy builders. And we got to do whatever we can while we're on this earth to build, to make sure our health is right, make sure whatever finance we're in is right, make sure everything that from God that we manifest, He to do us and give to them, make sure it's correct. Because if we think about ourselves, what's the lead? What are we leaving our family for? Why we lead them to? and others. That's why in the spaces they talk about financial and stuff. Brother Alonso Hall. I feel we should really pay attention. Also, family that brother Sheet is talking about. That's part of building the legacy. See, building a legacy, we have to understand that there is a vicious cycle that is happening. We have to stop that first, get that out the way, and build and stack. Also, family is very important. And again, I could also talk about finance. You see other families that man, they keep money. They keep money. Well, you know what I mean. They stole from us and everything. That is another conversation. So I don't want to get off that. But and people build a legacy differently. Of some opportunities and one hardly done, but they do it. We always have to understand, for me, when I build my legacy, I want them to be better than me. To be better than me. That's why, wherever you do, that's why I always tell you, write it out. Talk. Communicate. You're going to go out, talk to them about certain, what's on your mind and stuff. You build a legacy because that's going to be a staple of success. Well, first I'm talking about the young ones now. That's going to help them to gain experience of life, to live the right way, and also to stand up against the injustices. And we do have examples in the past. So, of my legacy, I want to be the last chapter of my life book. That's why it's so important, especially, as a man, become OG and the elder, acquire knowledge of wisdom. Along the way, your legacy will be strengthened. People will see you at a certain light. People will understand that it makes you become a better person, so they could pinpoint whatever is in the legacy at the time to prosper. And when you do that, that means you're on your way. Even though when you help people to strengthen your legacy, you got to understand you got to do it in impossible times, right? You went through the you've been through the impossible times, so you had to let them know you had to go through impossible times through your character, that you set the tone, that you set the example. I never say starting a legacy is easy, because it's not easy. Because because us individually, we have to get ourselves together, get together. We also have to keep on evolving. And we have to understand we make mistakes too. They have to understand, yeah, make mistakes too, but they have to see the constant improvement. That it is a process to start a legacy. It's not going to be good all the time. There's going to be some dark times. And when you build your legacy, Talk to others. Tell them you want to know how they do it, but incorporate that in your own way, because you're going to do the same thing when you help your family and the young ones. Pass it down. The experience, what you go through, the accolades that you have won, the winning spirit that you had inherited. These are the ones that they know is hard work when you build a legacy. It's not easy. I'm not gonna be here that long because I know people want to go, but this is very important for me because I have an older brother that is in the hospital and he's doing okay. So it makes me think a lot of my nieces and my nephew, but especially my niece, because when she was born, when my brother was married, my second oldest brother was married, because ex-wife that, besides I being an uncle, I am a second father. So my niece is my second daughter. So whatever I got to do, I got to make sure that whatever I put in this world, that she could benefit. And the rest of my nieces and nephews. And also, like I said, my family members. But we got to keep on stacking no matter what it is. Excuse me. Again, welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the underrated one. One of the best kept secrets on YouTube, the best of the business. And future is very important. We should never abandon the future, because you see days and nights, you see it's coming quick, right? So we should do as much as we can to make sure to acquire knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Put God first, no doubt. And talk about things that's relevant. Talk about, I know we talk to some of my people, oh, you just dreaming and stuff. Nah, it don't have to be a dream. It could turn to reality, right? Let them see that they can succeed too, as you was in the past. Let them be around let them know they be around greatness. Okay, thank you, Rain Woman. Thank you so much. So it's good to have money. It's good to have finance, but you gotta know what to do with it. So that means you gotta make certain steps of life insurance, CDs, and 401k plan, and you gotta trust the right people to keep it intact, right? Now I'm just talking about the finance part. No? What about you living as a great human being? That's very important too. Character, rep, very important. Stand by the truth, no matter if you're alone. That takes character. Also, it takes about building a legacy. Because people fail to understand, when a person builds a legacy, sometimes it doesn't take money, or sometimes don't read a book. Sometimes they can look at your example too. They can take some off your legacy and help them to build theirs in their own way. No? But just to understand too, when we build a legacy, make sure that we willing that they have to understand that, yeah, I'm giving you the next generation, but you got to keep it going. Make sure that the people talk about you in a beautiful light. Make sure that they know that the work that you put in is special and it be very appreciated. So that means that they got to do the necessary steps too. And let them know that it's part of your broader purpose. Love you too, Ready Woman. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Sister Pizza. I'm gonna one of your comments, I'm gonna put my email in. So because I want to do a chop up series with you. But thanks again, I appreciate that. But see, this is the thing that people fail to understand, building the legacy, that you gotta have a strong team. And sometimes don't need family. Because sometimes family, they had their hands in the cookie jar. And sometimes it don't have to be financial. Sometimes it can be spiritual too. Sometimes we spiritual dead. Sometimes we are, I'm going to say it again, we are spiritual dead. Sometimes we are cultural dead. Sometimes we are social dead. And all that thing I'm talking about, yeah, I'm talking about the human family. Yes, I am. But I'm talking about our people. That's why we are suffering. We are suffering eternal because we do not have the strength and to understand the better ourselves of our self-legacy within ourselves. So if our self-legacy, if we don't think we don't have legacy within ourselves, what makes another person think that you could help your family members and others? And everybody in their own way build their own legacy. We have to understand that too. Like I said before, and I repeat again, being on YouTube, that is part of my legacy. That is part of my purpose within my legacy. My legacy is brought now. Best days is yet to come. But I got to keep on pushing. And I have to understand, like I said, I got people that I got to help. I got to understand, being 55 years old, yeah, I'm getting older. But I have to understand that it's time to get it up. I have to understand that I got to keep on impacting people of my own righteous self. I have to understand, as a black man, that go out this door, that I hope that I come back in peace. I don't want to end that way. That's why I'm doing my thing right now. It's sad. It really is. But it's truth. Quite a few brothers don't get that in this space. Outside space and inside space. They don't get that. Because they think it's about them. And some sisters thinking about you. But it's going to become a day when you're on your nonsense, when you're on your drama, when your time is running out, and people do not want to be around you because at the same time, while you're on your nonsense, you alienate good people. You alienate. The sad thing about it, you don't put God first. You alienate good people, but you alienate yourself. You pull away your own greatness. So what you think they're gonna do? They're gonna see you as an old cup that they want to throw it away. Because you have been selfish about yourself and others. And building the legacy is part of dealing with the unknown too. I have to understand that too. But at the same time, I've got to make sure that I can stay in the righteous path. Like I always say before, last week, the righteous path, the right path. Now, I know people going to say, oh, you could, you cannot put everybody in your vision. That is very, very true. And you're absolutely right. So that means when you develop your own legacy, you know what I'm saying? You got to be extra careful because that is your castle. Understand that. That is your eternal castle. That when your time is up, when you have things in your castle that people could benefit of it, you got to be a caretaker for that. So when you be a caretaker for that, you got to make sure the ones that's gonna transform, right, of your example, but do it their way, they got to understand they got to be caretaking your castle, and then they got to start building their own castle. But when I talk about their own castle, that means their legacy. They got to leave something for meaningful. And part of it is being a good person. You're being a strong, willing person that willing to speak up for what's right and stand up for what's right. And you have to do it in action, no matter if a person see you or don't see you. Not everybody is going to have opportunities. But don't let some of our people that are stupid minded tell, you don't have this and that to build your legacy. Oh yes you do. You have yourself first. You put God first. You have yourself, and you do got something to give. When you wake up in the morning, you living. When you talk and inspire people, you living. You stacking quiet now. You giving yourself to help others. That means you build a legacy. Because at times you could tell a person and help a person, it could have a lasting effect. So in case, I'll never know which anybody can go. Oh, no problem. No, do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Do the father thing. Do your thing. Thank you for sharing out. See, what SP is doing, that's legacy. See, his sons, he knows that spend time with my son. That is my legacy right there. That's me right there, because they're gonna pass on. And they gonna see, and his son's gonna see him in a beautiful light. And so when they get older, yeah, I want to be like my dad, but they be better. See what I'm saying? Because we have to understand, building legacy, that means we have to understand stat. We got to think about generations. Because we think about decades. And when we think about decades, we still lose it. We got to think about future generations. And that's very important. And I'm going to say the last few things, and I'm going to be out. That's why it's so important that us as a people, we got to make sure that the mother, the father in the house, we got to make sure that we got to create our own legacy for our kids. And they have to understand they got to work hard to have their own legacy, when they get older too. Give them the tools to succeed. Let them know that you work hard. You got to work hard. You live right. Yeah, you're going to go through piss and falls like everybody else. Yes. Give them a chance to live right. Give them the tools to love themselves and love others. See, I don't have a son. I had a son back in 2009, like I said before. He passed away in ex-stomach when he was 4.5 months. I don't have nothing. But it shouldn't stop me to build my own legacy, right? I gotta better myself, and I got people I try to save. I know I can't save everybody because I know I can't. But I want to have a very, very self legacy that spread out to others. That number one grinder. I remember he was this way and he grew to be an outstanding person. That number one grinder right there, he was not afraid to stick up for our people. That number one grinder, I remember one time I didn't have nothing. He gave it to me and don't think nothing about it. Character. Stand for what's right. That's legacy. Because they tell you, they talk about you in an eternal, righteous light. And the only way that we're going to keep on going, we got to get the haters out. But at the same time, we cannot turn back the ones that just surviving, that they need help. Because when you develop, when you develop your own legacy, you could spark a light on somebody. Woo! It could be a beautiful thing. So don't let people outside the space, and especially inside space, tell you some garbage. Put God first. Tell them, I want to build legacy to help others. Have your own legacy. Get the balance with you. Enjoy the fruit that you put in first. And continually, you're going to have a great appreciation for others that's sorely needed. Legacy is very important in humanity. That's why we suffer as human beings, but especially our people. What's the sense? We have all our abundance, but we spiritual dead. Culture dead. Social dead. Family in shambles. The black man do not like the black woman. The black woman do not like the black man. We cut the legacy in half. instead of bring us a whole. It's a hard flight. Yes, it is. But it could be done. So I got to build my legacy for my family, even young ones. And even though there's some don't even understand, but do it anyway. Because the reward will be greater. The people will understand. It takes work, self-work through God to get where you at. Even if you have lots of opportunity or just a minute. But you are a star. You are somebody. And you can make a sudden impact of a person. And they can tell you, oh, I remember you told me this. I said, really? Yeah. Do you remember? No. But just make sure that when you build your legacy, that is pure as much as can. Much as can. It's very important. Very important. And don't let people lead you astray from your legacy. Don't let people saying that what you saying, you don't know what they talking about. Because you know what you're talking about. Because you've been planning. Okay? And sometimes you cannot let everybody know what you're doing either. Including family. You can't let them happen. Can't let it. You gotta keep wherever what you dealing with. Click. It's very important too. And they will get it in due time. But if they don't, they just don't get it. But we deserve to have a better legacy for our people. No, God starts first. Yes, we gotta come from God, but we deserve the men and women. And even if you by yourself, you can have your own legacy too to help others. It doesn't stop there. But let's have strong units of our family. Let's have a strong legacy of spirituality, culture, and social. And when we do that, and many variations come of the three components that I say, we be on our way to have self-legacy and our broader legacy for others. And we could stop the certain hurt. And we could stop certain vicious cycles. It's not going to be easy, but we could at least start. And we be on our way to be a better service on that. Eternal service on that. All right. I want to thank y'all so much. This was like last minute, but I want to thank y'all so much for listening. That'd be greatly appreciated. And please put some comments on it. And like I said, Sister Beach, I'm going to send my email out, so email me back. Because I definitely want to do a chop up with you. And also we're going to have other topics that women can come on. And you are more than welcome to come, and also sports. But on this one, thanks again for paying attention to me. Like I said, when it finished, upload, put some comments on it. Listen to it, please. Listen to it. It's for my benefit too. My family benefit, others benefit, including yours. All right? You'll travel right now. Please travel safely to your destination or home. Travel in groups, that's great. If not, take extra precaution because it's crazy out there. It's very crazy out there. And so let's do whatever we can to keep in contact with each other and safe. Because the climate is crazy out there. It really is. So on behalf of my channel, until next time, I'm the Red Darkness, yours truly, the #1 grinder. Be safe out there. This one is Ghost.